I'm going to show you how to build a Minecraft Iron Farm in Minecraft 1.18 Survival that is also a house. Don't you go anywhere. Hello everyone and welcome to another Minecraft 1.18 farm tutorial from me, Avomance. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Minecraft 1.18 Iron Farm for Java Edition that you don't need to pillar up for, you can just build it on the ground. And as a result, you can make it fit into your landscape by creating a house around it. You don't even have to make the house bit, the farm itself is dead easy, so let's crack straight on with it. Everything you need for this farm is inside this chest. Now there are two versions of this farm, a simple one and a slightly more complicated one. I'm going to show you both of them. The things in the top 3 rows are the things that you need for both farms, no matter which choice you make. They're the exact quantities that you need. Take a screenshot, write it down, whatever works for you. For the simpler version, all you need in addition are 3 hoppers. For the more complicated version, you need these extra things at the bottom. Let's get on with making it. I just need to do the tiniest little bit of terraforming on this area to give myself a big enough space. It's also important to check that under your iron farm you don't have any open spaces less than 6 blocks from its base. I've not got any here, so that's alright. This Minecraft Iron Farm needs a space that is 21 by 21 blocks. The horse is entirely optional. And it comes in 3 separate sections. A small 2x3 on the left hand side there that I've shown in cobble, a 5x5 right in the centre that I've shown with stone, and a 6x5 on the right hand side that I've shown with stone bricks. And I'm going to keep these blocks as the floor of this iron farm. The first thing I'm going to do is build myself a wall around this section. I'm going to try and variegate this to use some different textured stone as well, just to make it look slightly nicer. This is after all going to be a nice building at the end of it. So the first layer should look like this. I've left a gap to be able to get my villagers and my zombie inside. The second layer looks like this, just putting a couple of windows in there so we can see inside. Again, this is going to look like a house, so we want some windows. We've got a third layer that goes all the way around, but does leave a gap between the small section and the large section. And then a fourth layer that comes all the way around, including across the top of that gap between the small and the large chamber. On this third section, we're going to create a small horseshoe. Again, I'm going to variegate it out using some different textures of blocks. And I'm going to make it shaped like that. And then for these 4 sections here, I'm going to use wall. And I'm going to place wall there and there on both sides. And it should look like that. The second layer should look like that, with 2 windows on either side. And then a third layer, including walls going over those glass panes as windows. Now this is where you have a choice. You can either have your golems killed literally right here in this chamber, or you can have them drop down a number of blocks, which means that the farm works ever so slightly more efficiently. It's entirely up to you. If you don't want to dig down, then I'm going to show you that option, but I'm also going to show you the dig down option too. First off, place a leaf block right on the edge of the first wall on both sides. Then come around the centre of the back, take out that block, and that block, and place in a double chest exactly like that. You then want to place an upside down stair so that allows the chest to open. Then inside your farm, take out these 3 blocks. Shift click 1 hopper into that chest, and then a hopper into the first hopper and another hopper into that second hopper. That is your collection system. You are then going to place a sign there, a sign there, and a sign there, and then up on this wall a sign there. Shift click a sign on top of that, and shift click a sign on top of that. You will then pop a lava bucket onto that block right there. That will allow the lava to form a single blade right across the top. You don't need to go inside again, so from the outside, waterlog the wall right next to those leaves like that, and then come around the other side and waterlog the wall on the other side also. That will form a water stream that pushes any golems that form in this chamber onto those hoppers that will burn in the lava. That is super simple, could not be easier, but it does give you slightly less iron. So if you're not bothered about the difference between 350 and 420 iron an hour, do this system, it is a lot easier. However, if you want slightly more, do this next system that I'm about to show you. Inside your chamber, come to the second window and place 1, 2, 3 gates like that, and then open them up. That should give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 gaps that you're going to dig down 18 spaces. However, before you dig down, shift and place 3 gates on the back of those gates that are right there. Open those up, come out and then remove the first 3 gates, because you need these gates to be over the first row of holes, otherwise the golems are not going to fall in. Now dig down 18 blocks below the level of the stone brick floor. And once you've dug down 18 spots, dig away from the direction of the signs are on the top of that wall, by a further 3 blocks, 3 high. Then grab a chest and place a double chest in like that. It's time to put in a collection system. Shift click a hopper into that chest, and then a hopper into that first hopper, then another hopper on that side, then jump on your hoppers and shift click hoppers into those. So that's 6 hoppers in total. You're then going to grab 2 blocks, doesn't matter what they are, and you're going to place them there. And then we need some signs. And on this back wall, not 1 but 2 blocks above the hoppers, we're going to place a sign there, a sign there, a sign there, and then we're going to shift click a sign onto each of those. That's going to hold up our lava. Target the block above the center sign at the back here. Place a bucket of lava. That will float across that entirety of the signs, but not out on top of you, which is good. Then get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits of glass. So should you want to come down and watch the golems burn, you can, if that's the kind of thing you're into. With that glass, the chest will still open. Then you can pop some carpet. This is going to stop your feet from getting cold when you're down here in the stone. Or alternatively, you can pop a torch down here as well. That's to stop mobs, obviously. You don't actually get cold feet in Minecraft. And then dig out 1 further block here. Place another bit of carpet on the top of that. And we are going to ladder up to the top all the way out. This should bring you out 1 block outside of your 21 by 21 square. Place a trapdoor on the top one so you can climb in and out and close it as necessary. As I say, that method a little bit more complicated. However, it does give you a little bit more iron because it moves the iron golems outside of the sensing circle of the villagers, meaning they generate a golem ever so slightly quicker. So now we have done the golem area, it's time to do the villager area. Come inside your villager pod and place 3 beds, 1, 2 and 3. You'll notice the pillows are away from this section here. We also need to place a trapdoor just on the underside of that one. Exactly like that, so it can flat down in that direction. Not that you're ever going to. It just stops this gap being too high so the zombie can't jump out and the villagers can't jump in. Then pop yourself a torch on the back wall above the beds, and that will make sure that nothing can spawn in there, although we are going to put some slabs in here to stop that anyway. Now we just have to go and get some villagers. Now there's lots of ways that you can transport villagers. You can do it in minecarts, you can nudge them, you can use workstations, but the good old-fashioned boating them up is always a winner. Sometimes you have to worry about hills because they won't boat up hills, but you can take them in and out by using workstations to get them to climb up. Use a combination of ideas, whatever works for you. And what's great about this method is if you get them here and the way to their bed is open, then they're just going to walk in on their own. You don't have to worry about pushing them in as soon as they want to go to sleep. You can see it is now night time, so I'm just going to pop off those boats and you can see the villagers walk in all on their own. You don't have to push them in there at all. Then what you're going to do is you're going to place a slab on the bottom of each of those beds and close this up. 1, 2, 3, there, and that villager pod is complete. Now, all we need to do before we bring our zombie in is make sure that the only place the golems can spawn is inside the kill chamber. So we need a few slabs and we also need a spade. First off, I am going to make path blocks out of all of these grass blocks inside that 21 by 21 square. These are not spawnable by golems, so that will stop them from joining in on the outside of the farm. Then we need to use some slabs on top of the farm. Also, make sure you waterlog those walls if you are doing the second method as well. Otherwise it won't work. The golems have got to be washed into the hole. Sorry about that. I forgot to mention that at the end of that section, but at least we did it before we started putting a zombie in. That's that area entirely spawn proof. We've pathed everything up there. There are slabs all across the walls. We've covered in those poor villagers. The only blocks that a golem can now spawn in are inside the kill chamber and where the zombie is going to be standing. But once a zombie's standing there, the golem can no longer use that spot either. Now place 3 ladders up the side of your building and grab yourself a name tag. We're going to wait till night time and go zombie hunting. I have got a zombie just down here and you don't have to go too close to him for him to get you in his sights. Draw him up towards the building in this direction, unless you've got another zombie close by. Ideally you're only going to have 1, but if you've got 2 you just need to kill one of them. Once you've narrowed it down to just one zombie, come close to your building and jump up on the roof. Up on the roof, the zombie is going to become far more interested in the villagers than he is in you, which means that you can then come down and drop that right there. You can then come and pop a name tag on your zombie, what an interesting name that one's got, and then block him in with a window. And really, really important, recover that hole there with the zombie so the sunlight can't burn him when it turns to day. Otherwise, you'll just have to do it all over again. Now, your farm should start working straight away with iron golems flowing into your lava down that hole or into your kill chamber before. Your villagers do need to have slept for this farm to start working. However, given that you've put the villagers in already and you brought the zombie in the night time, they should have had enough sleep to be able to start the farm working straight away. And that is your farm finished. You don't need to do any more. It's perfectly functional. But I thought it might be fun to turn this into quite a nice looking building. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do that on a time lapse. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and let's see what we come up with. Although you already know because you saw it at the beginning of the video. There we have one iron farm that would not look out of place in any village. I like the way that that deep slate is edged around the spruce. The bushes mean that nothing can spawn on top of those, so the iron golems are still only going to be spawning inside that kill chamber. Depending on which of the two versions you decide to build, this iron farm is going to bring you between 300 and 400 iron per hour, give or take. It does fluctuate a little bit, but it is definitely a decent amount of iron, especially if it's just on a solo world. I hope you've enjoyed this redesign of an iron farm. It's quite nice to not have to tower up to make it and to make it on the ground, because it means you can incorporate it into your base in a much nicer way. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you enjoyed them, and I will keep on making it. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.